Our Father doesn't move with pity. Our Father moves with compassion. Jesus just found out his cousin died. John the Baptist gets his head cut off. They come and tell Jesus, your cousin John is dead. The Bible says Jesus goes away to be in a private place to pray, to get by himself. What was he going to do? He was just going to go talk to the Father. He's just going to say, Dad, I'm hurting, man. That stings. I love this guy. We were in this together. The Bible says as he goes off into the mountain to pray, crowds realize that he's there. Guess what the crowds want? Stuff, right? Food. Specifically food. Feeding of the 5,000, that great story that's recorded in all four Gospels, it's precipitated by the fact that Jesus just found out that his cousin died. And the crowds come, and the Bible says Jesus turns and looks at the crowd and is moved with compassion upon them. That is incredible to me. His heart is breaking. He needs to be by himself. Leave me alone. I just lost a loved one. And yet when he sees the crowd, he's moved with compassion. Man, that's a love I don't understand. If something happens to one of my family members, and you come seeking something after me, in our society we would say that's rude. You ought to leave me alone. Let me grieve. Jesus moves with compassion on people who didn't even leave him alone to let him grieve. What a heart. Compassion is often irrational. It's rational that if someone knocks, you get up and go. It's rational. You want them to stop knocking. Compassion is irrational. Compassion gives love when it doesn't make sense to give love. Compassion is Jesus feeding 5,000 people when his cousin just got his head cut off because he loves people. Compassion is irrational. It's irrational if you have 100 sheep and you lose one to leave the 99. This always bugged me. You leave 99 sheep in the wilderness to go find one. Simple economics. It's not worth losing 99 to go get one. Story number 2. Woman loses a coin, finds a coin, spends all of the coin throwing a party because she found the coin. Economic irrationality. You don't spend the money you lost throwing a party to celebrate finding the money that you found. Right? Lost $1,000. Guess what? I found it. I'm throwing a party. How much is the party? $1,000. Why don't you just skip losing it altogether and just throw the party out of the gate? Irrational, have a kid leave. It's just as prodigal story is just as irrational. Kid leaves, wastes all of his inheritance on riotous living, slopping hogs, sleeping with whores. Comes home, dad spends more money on him, gives him shoes on his feet, robe on his back, ring on his finger, kills a fatted calf, throws another party, ticks the elder brother off because you never did this for me. Father says, all I ever had was yours. All you had to do was ask. I would have irrationally spent money on you at any time because I'm compassionate about my kids. I love what is mine. The Father is irrational with his compassion. It does not make sense. This is what makes grace so amazing. Jesus leaked information and poured love. We're the opposite. We pour information and leak love. Social media has made us a bunch of intellectual giants. Have you noticed this? Did you catch my sarcasm there? Let there be a gun debate and everyone is a constitutional scholar in 15 seconds. Everyone knows the nuances, the ins, the outs, the Supreme Court cases of all Second Amendment cases that's ever appeared before federal justices. We've got facts to bear. We don't know where those facts are. I heard my buddy said this one time at a gun store. That's our facts. A buddy of mine at a gun store said this, and then I heard this one dude on the news said this, and you know, I think this is what ought to be done. Everybody, we've become intellectual giants. I'm not a real fan of the interactions that happen on social media because I think it makes lions out of cowards. It makes it very easy for people who don't want their real name and their real face to be shown, and they know they're never going to have to face you face to face anyway. We say and do things to people that don't exist in cyberspace we would never do or say side by side. But it puts this cloak of anonymity, almost invisibility on us. Like we can just hit and run, get by with it. But man, we're a flood of useless information, aren't we? And we leak love. It trickles out. Info pours out. Love slows out. Should flow out, slows out. That's because we embrace pity over compassion. Jesus embraced compassion over pity.